Captain Drake of the Human Diplomatic Corps adjusted his tie for the fourth time as he entered the Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Confederation. The massive amphitheater housed representatives from over 300 species, none of which knew what humans truly were. That was about to change. The Confederation had classified Earth as a Class 3 civilization when humanity was first discovered, a polite designation for a species considered primitive but teachable. Humans had accepted this with gracious smiles, knowing the truth all along. Earth wasn't just any world. It was what xenobiologists would call a Deathworld, though no alien had ever dared classify it as such. For 20 years, humans had played along. They'd pretended to struggle with the high gravity on Confederation ships, a mere 0.8 of Earth's pull. They'd feigned weakness during physical tasks. They'd hidden their true resilience, their true strength, their true capabilities. Until today. The Council recognizes Ambassador Drake of Earth, announced High Chancellor Talmar, his translucent blue skin rippling with impatience. Drake approached the central podium, taking note of the condescending glances from the Assembly's elite. The Vargath representative whispered something to his Menkai colleague, who chittered with amusement. Distinguished members of the Confederation, Drake began, his voice steady. I come before you with grave news. The Krivax Empire has launched an attack on our colony world of New Eden. A murmur spread through the chamber. The Krivax were ruthless expansionists who had been testing the Confederation's borders for decades. This is unfortunate, said Chancellor Talmar, mandibles clicking. We will dispatch peacekeepers immediately. In the meantime, we suggest immediate evacuation of your settlers. The Krivax military technology is beyond your comprehension. Drake allowed himself a small smile. That won't be necessary, Chancellor. I beg your pardon? Evacuation won't be necessary because the situation has been resolved. The council chamber fell silent. Impossible, hissed Ambassador Ziv of the Archan Dominion. The Krivax deployed a full battle fleet. Your colony had no defenses. That's where you're wrong, Drake replied. He tapped his communication device, and a holographic display materialized above the center of the chamber. This footage was taken 12 hours ago. The council watched in stunned silence as the recording showed a Krivax dreadnought, nearly 2 kilometers in length, descending toward New Eden's atmosphere. Suddenly, a single human ship, barely 1/10 the size, accelerated toward it. What is this madness? Whispered Talmar. The human vessel didn't fire a single weapon. Instead, it rammed directly into the dreadnought's command center, at a velocity that made several council members gasp. The smaller ship punched clean through the Krivax vessel, emerging from the other side trailing debris and atmosphere. The dreadnought, mortally wounded, began to list and fall away from the planet. That pilot, Drake said calmly, is Lieutenant Maria Kovacs. She survived the impact and proceeded to disable 2 more Krivax cruisers using similar tactics before their fleet retreated. Stunned silence filled the chamber. Impossible, said Ambassador Grell of the Turani Confederation. No organic being could survive such an impact. The G-forces alone would kill most species in this room. Yes, Drake finished, but not human. He paused, letting the implications sink in. For 20 years, we've played along with your classification of Earth as an ordinary world. We've hidden our true nature out of respect for the fear it might cause. But the Krivax attack has forced our hand. Drake changed the holographic display to show Earth's statistics, its crushing gravity, extreme temperature variations, intense radiation, and atmospheric composition that would be toxic to 90% of Confederation species. We are Deathworlders, evolved in conditions you would find nightmarish. The average human can withstand forces that would liquefy most of your species. We can survive radiation doses that would kill any of you in seconds. We can endure in environments ranging from Arctic ice to scorching deserts. The council chamber erupted in shocked exclamations. Why hide this? Demanded Chancellor Talmar, his skin paling to a sickly white. Because history taught us that fear breeds conflict, Drake replied. We wanted peaceful integration, not to be seen as monsters or threats. He gestured again to the hologram, now showing human medical records. Broken bones that healed in weeks, recovery from massive trauma, adaptability to poisons. We come before you today not to threaten, but to offer a new partnership. Earth will no longer pretend to be what it is not. We are Deathworlders, yes, but we're also scientists, artists, and explorers. And now, we can be what you've never had before, protectors. Drake looked around the chamber, meeting the wide eyes and nervous postures of the assembled aliens. The Krevax Empire has retreated from New Eden and sued for peace with Earth. They've also withdrawn from 3 disputed sectors along your borders. We've taken the liberty of negotiating on the Confederation's behalf. Chancellor Talmer's mandibles worked silently for a moment before he found his voice. You've defeated the Kryvax and negotiated galactic treaties without authorization. Drake smiled. Sometimes it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission, especially when you're a species that can bend steel with your bare hands. As the implications dawned on the Council, Drake could see the initial fear giving way to something else, hope. Earth formally requests reclassification, Drake announced. Not as a Death world, though that's what we are, but as a full defensive partner of the Confederation. The day of humans pretending to be ordinary is over. The day of humans helping to protect the extraordinary diversity of galactic life has just begun. In the silence that followed, the future of the galaxy pivoted on a simple truth. Humanity had been holding back, and now, that wouldn't have to anymore.